Hey guys, it is Cassandra. So, I am recording this on Friday night and I just got back from seeing Jem and the Holograms. What? I am so cool. I know, you wish you were me. So, this is going to be a spoiler-filled review of Jem and the Holograms, the live-action movie. If you don't want to be spoiled, I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint and then I'm going to spoil, so I will tell you when to turn away. Turn away. If you would like to see a spoiler-free review, let me know down in the comments and I'll post one over on my blog. But you gotta tell me if you want to see that. So, first off, I want to let you know that the movie is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's not great, but it's not bad. Okay. Spoilers from here on out. If you don't want spoilers, click away now. You've had your chance. So, as we saw in the trailer, the second trailer, there are quite a few changes to the original Jem and the Hologram story. But, on the positive side, there are a lot of, throwbacks to the show. I want to start out with the fact that the Molly Ringwald character of Jerrica's aunt, Jerrica and Kimber's aunt, is little more than a cameo. She is not in the movie all that much at all. So, let's start from the beginning. So, Jerrica and Kimber were orphaned when they were little, and they go to move in with their aunt who had adopted Shayna and Aja. And then the four girls grow up to be the teenagers that they are in the present time movie. Where do we go from here? So the girls kind of, all get along really well. And Kimber is really into social media. Social media plays a huge role in this movie, and that's kind of the downside of it, actually. Everything has YouTube clips or Instagram videos, or there's a Twitter reference. They talk about Tumblr a little bit. It's a lot of social media. And I understand that that's kind of where the Jem character comes from in the show. Jerrica writes music. Apparently, they all seem to write music, which is not how it was in the cartoon. But Jerrica writes music, and one day Kimber decides to kind of get everybody together to make a music video because she wants to put that on her channel. I don't know. So the girls all get together in the garage and kind of play around with their aunt's old clothes. They call her a hoarder or a collector, and basically she just has everything from the 80s saved in her garage. And this is the first real, homage to the original cartoon. Is the girls all dress very 80s and they wear clothes that are very similar to their original outfits that actually the dolls wore. Jem has on a sparkly dress, and I think Kimber has on her jacket. It's really, and they put the pink wig on Jem. Well, Jerrica, to become Jem. And it was a cool, that little scene was pretty awesome. That was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. And then Kimber decides that once they've had their fun as a group, she wants Jerrica to take the lead to sing a song, and Jerrica's really shy and won't do it. No. So the doorbell happens to ring, and Jerrica's like, I'll record a video later. Don't worry about it. So, of course, the girls think that Jerrica's not going to record one. But she, it turns out, she finds out the doorbell rang because it was a courier that, it doesn't tell you if it's UPS or anything because you can't tell them about it, but one of the courier services was delivering a letter, and Jerrica finds out that their aunt's house is going to be foreclosed on, I'm assuming. They just say she's going to lose the house. So I'm assuming that it's a foreclosure. although they had talked about appeals and everything, so I'm not really positive exactly what it was, but I'm assuming foreclosure. And Jerrica takes it upon herself to try to save the house. So Jerrica then records a video of her singing. She puts on a wig and some pink makeup and becomes Jem, and does this video. She was planning on deleting it. She wasn't going to upload it, but she never actually hit the delete button on the camera before giving it to Kimber. And Kimber uploaded it and it went viral overnight. So Jem gets a call from, and here is another diversion. Well, not a call. They get a direct message, a DM, from the other change is Erica Raymond. For those of you familiar with the original cartoon, the manager of the Misfits is Eric Raymond. So they've done a gender swap on Eric, and now he's Erica Raymond, played by Juliette Lewis. So Erica is running Starlight Industries. I don't think it was called Starlight Music in there. I'm pretty sure it was called, or Starlight Entertainment maybe. I don't know. Starlight. That's all that matters. Erica is running Starlight, which in the cartoon was Jerrica's company that was left to her by her father. Yeah. In the original cartoon, Eric and Jerrica's father worked together at Starlight, and when Erica's father died, he left Starlight to Jerrica, basically leaving Eric out in the cold, and that's when he went and started with the Misfits, his own company. That was that whole backstory in the cartoon. But in the movie, that doesn't happen. Jerrica's father isn't in the music industry. He does play music. He plays guitar. He taught Jerrica how to play the guitar, but there is no, as of this point, he has no affiliation with Starlight. So Jerrica eventually agrees to meet up with Erica and see about making it big, making some money to try to save her aunt's house, on the condition that her sisters have to come with her and be her band. Back and forth, Erica finally agrees. So Erica comes out to meet them and take them back to Los Angeles because they live in the suburbs. And you'll see some other characters like Zipper, who is one, I believe he was one of the Misfits lackeys. He is Erica's driver. So that was kind of a cool little throwback too. So, Synergy. So Synergy is a broken robot thing that Jerrica's father had been working on when she was a little kid, but he never finished it. He died before he could finish it. So Jerrica keeps broken Synergy to remind herself of her dad. When she goes to LA with Erica, she decides to take Synergy with her for some unknown reason. I guess to remember her dad, even though she has these star earrings that her dad also gave her. I would think that it would be easier to take earrings than it would to be like Synergy was like pretty big. A broken robot. But plot. So as the group is driving into Los Angeles, Synergy suddenly awakens for some unknown reason. GPS, I don't know, don't understand it. So they come in and Erica takes Jem's earrings. She says that they're, so last year or whatever, some sort of insult about her star earrings, which by the way aren't like the star stud kind of things that Jem in the cartoon had. They're dangly earrings, and the like starbursts they really are. They aren't really stars, they're more like starbursts. Look more like some sort of stone, some sort of like a stone material. But so Erica takes them and locks them in her safe. Says Jem can't wear them. Sure, whatever. I don't know that I would have let her lock my earrings up in a safe. I would have just not worn them and kept them with me. Again, plot. So Erica sends the girls off to go get made over and everything. And in that timeline, they meet Rio. So in the cartoon, Rio was the band manager for Gem and the Holograms, or the tour manager. He was the road manager for Gem and the Holograms, and he was Jerrica's boyfriend. So in this version, they just have him listed as a college intern at this point. And he's supposed to keep an eye on Gem and the Holograms, or yeah, Gem and the Holograms, although they're not called the Holograms yet. Gem and her sisters, and kind of make sure they're where they're supposed to be and that they, you know, don't break curfew and all of this kind of stuff. So after their big makeover session, they go to the house that they're being put up in, which is Starlight Mansion. Again, for those of you that know the cartoon, Starlight Mansion is the orphanage that was run by Starlight Industries and Gem's parents. They raised all these girls, which is where Aja and Shayna came from. And in the show, there's like a slew of orphans that live at Starlight Mansion now. And yeah, now it's just a house on a hill where there's a rock star suite that they get to sleep in. Yeah, those poor orphans. They have no family. So be it. So, their first night at Starlight, Synergy magically wakes up and wakes the girls up and shows them a map to a pier. Santa Monica Pier, maybe? I don't know. A pier in near Los Angeles something. So, they break curfew, steal Rio's car, and drive out to the pier. Blah blah blah, some stuff happens at the pier. There's apparently this music thing that happens, and Synergy freaks out when the music plays, and a little thing pops open on the pier, like just a little kind of, I don't know, there was stuff inside the thing, like, so the musical instrument tubes were on like a pedestal kind of thing, and there was a slot in the pedestal that kind of popped open when Synergy started freaking out. And so inside there, though, was a cartridge to insert into Synergy, and then Synergy played a video of Gem's dad. I'm not sure they ever gave him a name now that I think about it. They just called him my dad. Gem sees the video, kinda freaks out a little bit, I guess. Like, I don't know. It's very nostalgic for her dad. Yeah. And then Rio kind of surprises them, comes up. He followed them, or so. Oh no, I had his iPhone in his car, and he traced it. So we caught a cab, found the girls, and yeah. So the cops were coming to get them, and they all jump off the pier to not get caught, and blah blah blah. And as they are sitting under the pier for whatever reason, hiding from the cops, I guess, they all decide to break out in song. Because when you're hiding from the cops, sing a loud ass song. That's what you want to do. You know, Gem proves to Rio that she can sing. Rio sings back to Gem. Rio never sang in the cartoon. And Synergy plays a little do 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 do. And they get the clue to the next space. Well, I guess they got the clue before they jumped, but they get the clue to the next spot. They have to go to this club, the Open Air Club. It's really hard to get into, though, so yeah. In this time, Erica had set up 3 pop-up concerts for Gem to perform at, to kind of introduce her. Before the first concert, though, somehow, even though this is a super ultra elite club, Rio gets a spot for Gem and the Holograms to play. He books them at the Open Air Club. I don't know how he did it. He's a college intern. Plot. Again, because they have to go to the Open Air Club. So, I think it's in this time they find out that Rio is actually Erica's son. Pfft, what? Like, that was not In Jem and the Holograms, the cartoon, everybody was adults. They were, well, okay, except the orphans. The orphans were not adults. But everybody participating were adults. There were no, like, Eric and Rio were not father and son or anything. No. What are you doing to me? So, yes. Rio is Erica Raymond's son. Oh. Alright. They go to the open air club, play their first song. Ba-bum. Jem finds her father's guitars on the wall, plays it. There's a thing on the back of the guitar that pops up, and then there's another chip for synergy. But this time, it doesn't play. All of the chips have like a little saying on them, and this one said, "Use your gift." The other one was like, "Don't be afraid of the unknown," or I don't know. They're all like real fortune cookie things. So everybody's all sad, can't figure out why synergy won't work, so they just go on with their lives. What else happened? Somewhere in there, Jem realizes that, oh, I know what it was. So then, from here, Erica decides that Jem needs to go solo. At the same time, Jerica has found out that they didn't have as much time to save her aunt's house as they thought. They only had about a week. So she went to Erica asking for an advance. And Erica said, "Sure, but you need to sign this agreement that throws out your sisters. Only you, no holograms." Jem agrees by herself, not talking to anybody, not making any sort of agreements. And of course, when the girls find out, they are super pissed off and they storm off. Jem does one of the concerts solo in a very Lady Gaga-esque kind of way, which was a little cool. And tears, makeup running, the whole shebang. After the concert, Jem's kind of all in her headspace, so she goes for a walk and goes to the house where she used to live with her dad. Her and Kimber lived with her dad in Los Angeles. And that's when Kimber and the sisters show up, of course. Because I knew you would be there. I knew. Yeah. Oh, this feels like it's rambling. Am I rambling? Okay. We're getting to well, I don't know if they're good parts or not, but we're getting to the meat of the plot. So, in this little session in front of the house, Jem realizes that her dad meant to use the earrings as the gifts to get synergy to work. However, the earrings are in the safe in Erica's office in Starlight. So, they have to break into Starlight. Whole big thing, blah blah blah, very kind of Mission Impossibly kind of going on. They break in, they get the earrings. Rio finds a copy of his dad's will in Erica's safe, and they all get out, and yeah. So they play before the. By the way, I would like to note that these days are like 400 hours long. How do they get to do all of this stuff in a day? Because this is still before the next concert, the third concert. So Jem puts her earrings together, puts them inside synergy, and bam, a hologram of her father appears. Yes, a hologram. So, amazing. Jem starts crying. Her dad says that, her and Kimber are the best things he ever made, and that he expects great things of her, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So, Jem has decided that she's going to come out to the world about who she is, that she's really Jerica and not Jem. And as they're getting ready for the concert, she gets all the girls together again, and they decide that they're like, screw Erica, we're performing together. So, as the girls are getting ready, Jem is watching some Instagram videos, and people are going on about how Jem has helped them. Some of the people are bullied, and Jem gives them the strength to go on, and Jem has given them a voice, and on and on and on. All sorts of really positive things. So, they go out into the concert, and Jem starts with, I need to tell you who I am. And she goes into a very inspirational speech about how everybody is Jem, anybody who needs a voice, that, yeah, that needs to be spoken and needs that power lift, and never really goes into I'm Jerica. And then the band plays. Right before that, though, so Erica comes out and threatens the group that the Holograms can't play. And it turns out that in Rio's father's will, he left the company to Rio as soon as Rio thought that he was old enough to run it. So he kicks Erica out and takes over the company. And, you know, Jem plays, does a real good job. The editor of Rolling Stone comes up to Rio and wants to give the girls a cover, but what's the name of the band? So Rio names them Jem and the Holograms. Yeah. And then blah blah blah, they play, Rio and Jem kiss, and roll credits. So, that was a really long kind of rambly thing. But we're going to talk some more about it. There is a mid-credit scene. In this mid-credit scene, Erica Raymond goes into kind of an old warehouse and sees some girls spray painting and is like, hey, I need to get you back so we can beat Jem and the Holograms. And who is it? It's the Misfits. And not only is it the original three, but Jetta is in there too. So we got Roxy, we got Stormer, we got Jetta, and we got Pizzazz. And who is Pizzazz? Probably the best person to play Pizzazz, Kesha. Oh yeah, Kesha is Pizzazz. So that sets it up for Jem and the Holograms 2. So, now that we've got the plot out of the way, let's talk about the good and the bad in the show. I understand why they made the whole social media thing, but it was a real detriment to the movie. It was overblown so much. There were video clips, there were Instagram clips, there was just everywhere, and like you couldn't, it felt like every scene had a slew of YouTube clips that went with it, and it was just too much. Too much. They could have left out a majority of the YouTube stuff and just put in movie. It's a movie. We can all watch YouTube clips at home. Especially considering there are actually some real YouTubers in there. I know of at least one that had the makeup tutorial in there. Yeah. What else? I did like there were some really great throwbacks to the show. In the last scene, in the outfits the girls are wearing, Jem is wearing this kind of sash thing, but it's actually the belt that the original Jem and the Holograms doll wore. Who is it? I guess Rio? Yeah, Rio had said to Jerica that it wasn't all glamour and glitter, fashion and fame, which is from the theme song to Jem and the Holograms, the cartoon. There were some good parts in there. The plot itself wasn't awful. It wasn't bad, but it was not good at the same time. It was not good. They could have done better. They could have done better. I don't know. I feel like they expected the kids to need that instantaneous social media thing in order to get it, and they don't. My 13-year-old daughter went with me, and she said the same thing. The social media was way too much. She did like the movie. The songs were pretty decent. Oh, and hey, that One Direction song that's in the trailer doesn't appear in the movie. Nah, it doesn't. It's all Jem songs. They only played 3 of them. Well, there were, okay, I guess there were 4 if you count the song Under the Pier. But, like, it was really annoying because, you know, Jem and the Holograms is about the music. And in the Josie and the Pussycats movie, they played the entire soundtrack throughout the movie. And by the way, I love the Josie and the Pussycats movie, so I thought it was a really great movie that it took a known thing and made it slightly different and had something to say. Let me know if you want me to know more about Josie and the Pussycats, the movie, because I have a lot to say about that too. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear those thoughts. So, but Gem didn't do that. It just, I'm trying to liken it to, it's an origin story. It is the most boring origin story, but that is what they did. The movie would have been better if they had aged everybody up a couple of years and made them adults. Even if you just made them college students, that would have worked. The kids still would have gone. The kids would have watched it. I can guarantee it. If you had made it better, if you had stayed true to Gem and the Holograms, the cartoon, the kids would have watched it. The kids don't need to see like their own age on there. They will go see movies that have older people in it. They will, trust me. You just need to build a good story for it. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you leave them. I'll try to answer them. I don't know. It was not that bad. Alright, leave me questions. Let me know if you want to see the spoiler-free version on my blog. Let me know if you want to hear more about Josie and the Pussycats and how awesome that was. Yeah. Talk to me. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see all of my videos. You can find me on Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram as Dear Cassandra Morgan, and over on Twitter as Cassandra Morgan. I will see you next time. Bye.